So now we'll see a time value of money problem. This is a bond valuation problem given in your institute material. Before I start with this, let me tell you how does a bond works. For example, X company X company issues a bond of face value rupees 1000 for 3 years. It pays an interest rate of 10 percentage every year. Though EX company issues at face value rupees 1000, the investor will not purchase it for 1000. This bond will be trading in the market at various prices. It will be trading in the market at various prices. Say for example, price 1 is 905, price 2 is 968, price 3 is 1100. So it is up to the interest of the investor to purchase at any of the prices whichever is profitable for him. So the investor has the option to buy this bond at any price as he likes, which is floating in the market. Say for example, the investor purchases the bond for rupees 1000 at the face value itself. Does it mean that if he buys the bond for face value of rupees 1000, he will get interest on the face value of rupees 1000 at 10 percentage in the first year? Say he gets rupees 100 in the first year, he will get rupees 100 in the second year. If it is a bond, the interest will be always paid for the face value. So face value is 1000, interest is 10 percentage. He gets rupees 100 each year for 3 years, because the bond has a period of only 3 years. So he gets interest for 3 years. He deposited rupees 1000. It paid you interest for 3 years, 100 each. So the amount he gets after 3 years is 1300. Thereby, he is making a profit of rupees 300. Is my statement right? Is this right? The answer is no. Because if I deposit rupees 1000 elsewhere, the market pays him 14 percentage interest. The market pays him 14 percentage interest. So 14 percentage for, if I calculate under simple interest basis itself, the market pays him 140 rupees in the first year, 140 rupees in the second year, and 140 rupees in third year. Thereby, in just simple interest, he gets 420 rupees. In just simple interest, he is getting 420 rupees extra. That is 120 rupees extra when I compare with this bond. So is it advisable for him to get the bond for rupees 1000? It is not advisable to get the bond for rupees 1000. If it is trading at a lesser price, for example 905 or 968, then it may be advisable. We'll check the price. At what price is it advisable for him to purchase the bond? Now, they say that the bond is going to pay interest for 3 years. The first year it will pay rupees 100. The second year it will pay rupees 100. Third year it will pay rupees 100. And at the end of 3 years, it will repay the bond value, which is rupees 1000. It matures at par. At the end of 3 years, it is going to mature at par. At par means at par with the face value. So after 3 years, he is going to get back his 1000 rupees back. So first year it pays 100, second year 100, and third year 100. These are his inflows for the 3 years. What will be its present value today? Present value of all the three payments which I'm going to receive at the end of first year, second year, third year. What will be its present value of all the three payments? See, this rupees 100 is the amount which I am going to receive at the end of the first year. So what will be its present value today? Amount which I am going to receive at the end of the first year is rupees 100. What is amount formula? P into 1 plus I to the power of 1. Because this is the end of the first year, P into 1 plus I to the power of 1 is equal to 100. So what will be its present value today? P is equal to 100 divided by 1 plus I. Here the market rate is 14 percentage. So while doing present value calculation, I write it as 100 divided by 1.14 to the power of 1 plus this 100 rupees I am going to receive at the end of the second year. So what will be its present value today? 100 divided by 1.14 to the power of 2 plus 100 divided by 1.14 to the power of 3, and this 1000 rupees I'm going to receive at the end of third year. So what is its present value today? 1000 divided by 1.14 to the power of 3. Let me calculate this. 1 divided by 1.14 gives me 8.877. 100 into 0.877 plus 100 into 1 divided by 1.14 the whole square gives me 0.769 plus 100 divided by 1.14 to the power of 3 gives me 100 into 0.674 plus 1000 into 0.674. I calculate the value of all these payments, I get 87.7 plus 76.9 plus 67.4 plus 674. 674. The total of all the payments is 907.125. 907.125. So if I purchase the bond for rupees 907.125, I will break even at 14 percentage interest. When I purchase the bond for 907 rupees, I may break even for my market return 14 percentage. If I purchase a lesser value of 907, say for example 905, if I purchase, I will get more interest. So that is how you value the bond, you calculate the price of the bond.